welcome to Grown Ass Women TV. Oh yes, that's a hashtag, GAW TV. Thank you so much for being here. We are so excited to spend our Wednesday nights with you. As always, Mickey and Lisa, how we feeling tonight?
Amazing. So good. It's good to be here. I'm excited. It's been a great week so far. Just busy, but yeah.
Yeah, you've been busy painting and all that stuff with your new home and all that stuff. I can't even imagine. Can't even imagine. And I popped huge because you forgot to turn your boxer off when your electric guy was over. So we heard like 8 minutes of you going back and forth. And I did listen to it for like 3 minutes because I was like, you're like,
He's telling me all this stuff, like these little things, like I have any idea what he's talking
Yeah.
about. In the sink at the thing where it's catching in the thing and the seal isn't. I'm just like,
Yeah.
Just fix it.
Yeah.
Just fix it.
That's not one of the services we offer here on GAW TV. We know nothing about being an electrician, but we do know a lot about our fan base and all of you that support us every single week here on GAW TV. Quick shout out to everyone in the chat room. Hi guys, we love interacting with you guys in the chat room. If you're watching this on a replay, please make sure that you tune into this show every single Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, because we are there in the chat room with all of you. And it's probably my favorite part of the show, really, because it's so interactive.
It's so fun because as we're like recording the show, you know, there's things that we find so funny, but to see the fans and like react with them while we're watching, it's super funny. It's so
And you're like, oh, they get it. Okay, they get it.
Right.
They get it, right? Because sometimes you're like, oh, I hope they get this reference, right? Yeah, it's so much fun.
Totally.
Okay.
Another quick reminder, guys, to make sure that you are following us on our podcast. So if you love us on YouTube, you're going to love hearing us in podcast format. It's available right now, anchor.fm/GAW TV. It's going to be a new way for you guys to experience the show. We love doing the YouTube show. We love being on video, but a podcast is certainly another way that you can keep up to date with what we're doing here on GAW. But before we get into the fun, we've got an amazing guest on tonight. We're so happy to welcome Chavo Guerrero. But before we get to Chavo, by the way, I can't even say his name without going, ooh, Chavo.
We have to say that when he comes on.
We definitely do. We definitely do. Before we welcome Chavo to the show, just a quick reminder, guys, to please go ahead and like this video. Give us a thumbs up here on YouTube. Make sure that you are subscribed to the show. That means you are a loyal fan. You're a part of Team GAW and you want to see more from us. And of course, please click that bell icon to enable notifications so you never miss a future episode. We've got some really great ones coming up, including tonight's with Chavo Guerrero. But ladies, we're so excited for this one. I know that he's been a friend of yours for years, mine as well. And I feel like we'll talk to him about this, but I feel like he's kind of one of the girls. I mean, this is in the nicest way possible.
Exactly.
For sure.
Totally like one of the girls.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's the best. Yeah, there's so many funny Chavo memories and stories, and just he's such an amazing person. But I think, Lisa, you guys used to travel together or like in the same circle a lot more, because when I first came up, you, Tori, Candace, and him would all kind of,
travel in the same car.
Right.
The poor guy. I'm sure he has stories about that, which I'm kind of scared because I text him, hey, think of some funny stories. Maybe I shouldn't ask this. Never mind. And he's like, oh no, I already got him. And I'm like, oh no. And I remember like the reason why I bonded so well with him, like he reminds me, I have 3 older brothers. He reminds me of my oldest brother, Bobby. And there's same personality, exactly. He's even during San Diego Comic-Con spent the night at my oldest brother's house. So it's part of the family. Crazy,
he truly is part of the family, and he's a part of the family, and he's part of wrestling history. Obviously, being a Guerrero, he's so knowledgeable, he's so talented. Us being friends with him and knowing how great of a guy he is, you forget how influential he's been on this business. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome our dear friend and a wrestling legend in his own making, ladies and gentlemen, Chavo Guerrero. Ooh, Chavo!
Here we are. All right. Dun, dun, dun.
Chavo!
Dun, dun, dun.
Ooh, my girls, what's going on, ladies?
How are you?
I know you were saying to have pajama attire on, but unfortunately, I don't wear pajamas. Ooh.
That's a GAW TV exclusive. All the ladies.
What the heck is going on here?
It's not even a must say.
Lucky Sherry.
Yeah.
We're so happy to have you here, Chavo. Since the show started, you've been at the top of our list as people that we would love to catch up with and just have a giggle with here on GAW TV. So you're what we call a grown ass man. You're a gam.
That's a gam. That's weird because this is the first invitation I've gotten from you guys. So, all right, whatever.
That's weird. I'm gonna sit here by the phone, bitches.
What's going on, girls? Look at a little background right there, a little self-promotion. Los Guerrero's Mexican lager back there.
Yes.
You know what happened actually is that I haven't jumped on Zoom in a while because I was signing with a podcast company. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But anyways, I haven't logged on. So when you don't log on in a while, all your virtual backgrounds they leave.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden I was like, I joined the meeting and I saw this green background. I'm like, oh no, hurry up, pick a picture. So I saw, pick this one.
Perfect. Well, can you explain what we're looking at back there?
Okay, so it's a beach. There's definitely a beach back there, but then you see right there is Los Guerreros Mexican Lager, which is my beer, and I'll give you whatever self-promotion.
Oh, snap.
So I partnered with Alasa Brewing Company in West Covina, California, and we decided to come out with a Mexican lager, which is like a Dos Equis or a Modelo, but this is like a craft brew, so it blows all of those away. Like it's they don't make 8 million barrels of it. They only make like 80 barrels at a time, so it sells out real fast. But it's the best. It's the best Mexican lager you'll have. I mean, I'll put it up against anybody.
Wow.
Also, too, Chavo, do you have like I know, I'm so excited. Do you have a cigar coming out?
Yeah, that too. So I partnered with another company that I smoke cigars here and there for sure, and I love cigars. But went back and forth, and I partnered with this company, and I'm in the process of tasting and picking out my tobacco blend right now, and going from there.
Oh, wow. We usually do a thing on the show. We go around and we say, who are you wearing? What are you drinking? But it's very rare. This is probably the first time someone's actually been drinking their own brew. That's very cool.
Yeah, and I'm wearing my t-shirt. I made this shirt. No, I'm just kidding.
Did you? You're so crafty.
I sewed it together myself.
I did totally. No, this is Lululemon. I'm wearing Lululemon.
Look at you.
Chavo loves a Lulu.
I love a little Lulu.
So California.
So Cali. So look at my LA hat on. Come on. So
fabulous. Well, we got to go to Lisa first about who are you wearing and what are you drinking, because she is themed out this evening.
I
have my Guerrero shirt that you gave David, but not me. So I asked him, where's my your Guerrero shirt? And he's like, it's in my drawer. And I go, oh, I need to wear it. And of course I'm wearing my Lululemons too, but I always wore it really nicely.
That always look way better on you than on me. So
Lisa, you got a situation.
This up, Chavo?
Yes, I saw it. I just didn't sell it. Because that is anybody watching, that is vintage Lisa, 100%. She used to put it in her shoe and walk out of the girls' bathroom, and that's a nightmare for anybody else. But for Lisa, it's like her pride and joy. Like, yeah, check it out.
That was my favorite on the airport. On the airplane when all of us are traveling together overseas. I would walk down the whole row with that.
I always say when people have not met you before, I always talk about your humor, and I'm like, okay, here's an example. We were doing a Fight TV, we had like outside an interview set, and we asked Lisa to come on, and she goes, okay, I'll come on. I'm thinking she's got something up her sleeve. I know Lisa. She's not just going to come over and just be totally like, hi guys, how are you? She literally takes a bump on the entire set, like almost knocks us out of our chairs, takes a bump in the middle of the floor. And that's Lisa. And everyone flipped out, but we're in the back of our minds, like, we knew what she was doing. That's Lisa's entrance.
Yeah. Do you remember like you were doing the pillow talk backstage and you were interviewing Brooke, and then I walked across with my thong and then got
sure do.
out?
Yeah. And they wouldn't let us air it. I sure do. We have the footage right here. No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
And cut to the footage.
Yeah, they wouldn't let us air it. The bunch of prudes over there, but that was hilarious, Lisa. But what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking Chronic Cellars.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. I've tried that. Those are nice.
From Costco. It's a 92 point in my glass here. Just a little
one glass.
Sippy.
One glass.
The whole bottle.
One glass of.
So I was like, oh, Chavo, this is gonna be a long show.
Yeah, we got a lot of stories to tell for sure. Mickey, how about you? You look glowing today. You look gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Gorgeous.
For sure. I'm drinking a little hottie toddy.
Oh, nice.
And your Death Wish coffee. Your Death Wish coffee cup.
I have some whiskey here for my shot.
Isn't that Death Wish coffee? Isn't that the one with the like to get your metabolism going and all that stuff?
It's like
it has 3 times the amount of caffeine. It has a warning on the label.
Really?
Yeah, and I gave them your number also to send you some coffee.
Me?
Yeah,
Chavo?
I did. I passed along your information.
Oh, cool. Me? Yeah. I'm like, me?
Tell me your email.
It's weird. I haven't received anything. That's strange.
I put
it.
My average look.
Not your average chick. Not your average
chick. Not your average chick. Oh, that is cute.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I was focused on the boobies.
Yeah. But when
I
I
didn't look.
ask them what they're wearing, I know what I'm doing. I'm like, can you stand up for us?
Yeah.
Oh,
This shirt right here. Over there. Yeah.
what was the movie with the chick with the triple? She had the triple
Mhm.
boobie.
Oh,
Right.
I've
I
seen it
love
on Drag Race. I don't know what what it was
And,
from.
It's that, and she has the triple boobie in the middle, and he's like,
Yes.
Oh,
you know what I'm
God.
talking about?
Yeah, totally. Well,
Oh,
that's
that's a
like
different channel.
like I
something
always say.
dragon, something dragon.
I,
It's
I
like a
always say.
sci-fi
Well, I
kind of.
always say that boobs are like martinis. One's not enough, but three is too many.
It's
Three's
very
a
true.
crowd.
I'm not
Right?
going to tell you how I know
Like
that,
a
but it's
certain
very
nipple.
true.
Three's a
Yeah,
crowd.
yeah. I don't know
Exactly.
how you know that.
I couldn't. I
Finley
couldn't
said
wait.
if I would get I would get my wife implants, I would put it on her back so when we slow dance, I can grope her from behind.
So anybody watching, this is what it's like when we all get together. You can't get a word in otherwise because we're just all talking
so
all over
true.
each other and just having fun. So that's
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
We're
not
on a
Zoom.
podcast.
It's just that's how we are.
Everybody has to talk and individually. So
Yeah.
I'll be quiet.
It's very, very
Oh, yeah.
difficult. That's how we are. So I was
Yeah.
excited actually to tell you about just wearing a normal kimono, just a little, run of the mill Japanese kimono, a little gold.
Mhm.
And I'm very excited to tell you about what I'm drinking because I said the girls won't believe it. I do have a shot prepared for us of whiskey. Very excited to do that with you guys. But I am drinking a British favorite of mine. When I came over here, when I was visiting my sister in London, I wanted to try all the beers. Then I'll be very local and whatever and try them all. And this is actually
Yeah.
one of my favorites, but it looks very manly for Val. It's called Old Golden Hen.
Yes.
I never had it.
But
I've
I'm putting
never
it in
even
a
heard
very
of that.
fancy glass. So then
I'm a
it's
beer I'm a beer fanatic and I've been to UK several different times. I've never even heard of that before.
there's Old Speckled Hen, but this is a little harder to find, but I really like it. It's very I don't know how I would describe it. I'm not a beer person. I'm more of a wine
It's like
gal.
the
I love a glass of wine or seven.
It's
Right.
it's like the blonde version, I think.
It's like a blonde, yeah. And I do like we go to like Belgium and places like Germany, and I like the blonde beer. So I have to say that. Love the blondes. Love me some blondes. And I will
Me
tell
too.
you, I'm going to up the ante this week. Not only tell you about what I'm wearing and drinking, I am having some lovely boneless wings from Wing Mania. Our friends here in the UK, Simon and Mark, they have a
Oh,
wing
yeah.
company that is wrestling
love
themed.
it.
It's called Wing Mania. They are taking over Milton Keynes by storm. Their menu is wrestling themed. Everything is hilarious. They actually have a platter that I'm going to show to you on screen here, where it's kind of do-it-yourself wings. So they send you all of the wings. They send you 12 different hot sauces from 1 to 12. You can kind of play like Hot Ones, kind of that game. You can try all the different hot sauces. They give you a cocktail. It's a dessert. It's a fabulous thing. And just to read a little
Wow.
bit off the menu here. So here's how you bake them. Right, champ, preheat your oven, blah, blah, blah. Power bomb the wings onto a lightly oiled tray. Smack down that jabroni in the middle of the shelf. They make everything wrestling themed. I think eventually we're going to have to do some sort of crossover and maybe get us all to taste the wings. Yes, and maybe get ODB's hot sauce up in there too, Lisa. That would be fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know
Yes,
what? I'm
eating
a wing connoisseur, so if we'll try them for sure.
Mhm.
That sounds awesome though.
I
Very
like
cool.
to consider myself an aficionado, if you will,
Oh,
of the
for
wing, a
sure.
connoisseur of sorts.
Connoisseur.
I
I'm
am
gonna-
drinking. I'm also eating
gonna pop this.
little buffalo wings from Costco.
Costco.
They're not bad, you guys.
are eating.
Yeah,
Well,
they're good.
12 minutes. 12 minutes. When you mentioned buffalo wings earlier on our boxers, I was like, oh, that sounds good. Let me have some.
This
we
might need to be a
cheers?
thing. What we're eating
Cheers.
as well.
Wait.
Can we
Cheers.
cheers?
Are we doing a shot?
Are we doing well, hold on. We're doing a shot. Well, let's drink this and then we'll do a shot. All right, cheers, girls. Love
To
you all.
Chavo, we
I
love
miss
you.
ya. I miss
Oh,
Love
every
you,
one of you.
Chavo.
Love you.
I was right on trend there with
That's
the
nice.
beer.
Where can we order that? Can we order it or what?
Yeah,
'Cause we would
so,
love to
well, so,
try it. I'm not a beer
right-
drinker, but I would try
Sure.
it for sure.
Sure, it's excellent. It's really good. So, alastabrewingcompany.com. You can order it from there. It's available in the LA area, which is a place called craftbeerkings.com.
Mhm.
And Craft Beer Kings is kind of like a Bevmo, but better.
All
And
right.
Okay.
yeah. And so it's it's not available throughout the United States, not yet. It's just one of those that's a craft brew. So craft brews, you just really, they're very localized, and that's why people like them.
Mhm.
They brew them, they sell out, and they'll redo it again like every they're only
Right.
available every 6 weeks. So it's not like you can get it all the time. So when they're available, people just flock to it, grab it, and then it's out again. So it's kind of a boutique thing that we do on purpose like that.
That's fancy. Well, speaking of cervezas, we want to talk about your podcast, Suplexes
Yeah.
and Cervezas with Chavo Guerrero
Yeah.
Jr. Tell us about your podcast.
Okay, so I started this podcast, I guess maybe about 5 months ago, and was rolling on it. But then all of a sudden, I got an offer from a podcast company, so we were going back and forth on contract, negotiations. So I kind of put a hold on it, and now we've signed, and now we're going to come out bigger and better. So I already have like 8 people in the can, and I've interviewed the Undertaker,
Wow.
Ray Mysterio, Andrew Yang, which is presidential candidate. I did Gail, and the future ones is Gabriel Iglesias is coming up, JBL. I have Gail and Robert together. So we got lots of people going on there. I got some more people lined up. Yeah, and of course I'm going to have all of you.
I was going to say, when are the big timers coming in?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Under
small
who?
fish.
Undertaker who? Who did he ever beat?
Undertaker.
Who did he ever beat? When everybody was saying, when he retired, because Mark, Undertaker's a really good friend of all of ours, but he was when he retired, and everybody was like, posting all over social media, and it was, thank you, Taker, thank you, Taker, thank you. I was like, wait a minute. Taker should be thanking me for all the times I put him over. Thank you, Chavo.
Thank you, Chavo. Hashtag trending.
Exactly. I've had like 10 casket matches with him, and of course, never won one.
Oh, boo.
I mean, I could have if I wanted to.
I
But
didn't know you had 10 casket matches with him.
I didn't know that. 10?
Yeah, I've had a bunch of them. The thing with the casket match too is when they put you in the first time, and you put you in this is an actual casket that you're actually in. It's really weird because they close that lid and you're like, okay, I can't really breathe. And it's really strange. You kind of, after 3 or 4 times, hey, I'm dead. It's cool. I get it.
I'm fine in here.
It's not a big deal anymore. Yeah, I'm like on my iPhone. It's all good.
Yeah, tweeting. Wow, this casket's really, really small.
Yeah. On my Instagram. Hey, guess where I'm at right now?
Selfie.
Yeah.
I've seen weirder. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm live streaming in there, right?
Are you still watching a lot of wrestling? And if so, what are you watching? What are you liking these days?
I don't watch a ton of wrestling. I do. It's just wrestling to me is it's such an art form, and a lot of times it's very hard for me. I start picking it apart, and I'm such wrestling OCD. And I start seeing, okay, that's wrong. Train this, do this, do that. So that it's hard for me sometimes. So a lot of times when I see somebody like a Rey Mysterio face at Randy Orton, absolutely, because it's magic, it's beautiful. I'll watch something like that because that's very hard for me to pick apart. I'll just sit there and just be in awe and watch these guys incredibly. But then when you get a lot of guys that were, just young guys starting out, or guys that been in the business 3 or 4 or 5 years, you all know it takes years and years and years to perfect this art form. So not necessarily their fault, but it's hard for me to watch sometimes because I'm kind of like, all right, they have 5 minutes on Raw, and they have to, they have to get through it real quick. So they're going to get all their spots in and not tell a story, and that's it. So, I get enough wrestling though to doing some Hollywood stuff. So it's kind of what I've been doing.
Yeah,
that's what I want to talk to you about. One, congratulations on everything with the glow stuff. I don't think people realize how much involvement that you had there, but your ability to transition over. And I don't know what you can and can't talk about, but I know you were just in Australia, and I just think that you're providing this whole other possibility for people that didn't even realize that was there. And I know that you've been in LA, you've been networking for a long time to get to the space, but it's just awesome to see.
It's so awesome.
And
I have to say to everyone watching that I very often will beg Chavo for spoilers, or I'll ask, how's Betty Gilpin? And we're like, how is Allison Brie? Oh my God, I am such a Glow fan. I even did a Glow wrestling photo shoot. I loved it. It was such amazing storytelling. And as Mickey said, not everyone realizes how influential Chavo was to that show that we all love so much.
Yeah, you were the backbone, Chavo. You were the backbone. I was so sad to hear that it got canceled. I was going to be on an upcoming episode, remember?
Yes, you were. I had her ready to go. I had her ready to go. So basically, of course, what happened was COVID hit, and then everything shut down. So then, now when a Netflix basically is the production company or the network that it's on. So now when you have no more content out because you can't film, now you start cutting edges, cutting corners, and start making, budget cuts. And that's what happened. Because basically this was our last season. It was already announced. So this was our last season. If we would have had 2 or 3 more seasons, then maybe would have kept it. But they were like, all right, let's just, let's cut it while we can. So, we were right in the middle of filming too. So it was one of those that
No.
we were all like, just like, oh my God, really? And they had been telling us for a long time, like, we're coming back, we're coming back, we're coming back, and then we're not coming back. So that we were all like, oh man, whatever. But they say when one door closes, one door opens,
For sure.
and that happens all the time. So I wouldn't have been able to do what I just did, which was I was in Australia for 3 months, and I was filming the new NBC show Young Rock with Dwayne Johnson. That's a spoiler.
Nice.
We know him. We've
Yes,
heard of this
yes.
Dwayne Johnson. He's
This is
doing very well for himself.
that's a spoiler there. The spoiler.
I didn't know
that
if
we
you were
all-
allowed
we
to
all know.
talk about it, but you know I talk to
Exclusive!
Clark all the time.
I don't know if I am either, but then hey,
You were on
Excited.
Grim.
You
You were on Grim.
yeah, Grim was my first thing I ever did. And funny, my
Oh,
kids
wow.
still that was the first thing when I kind of got out of wrestling about 6-7 years ago. Was they had me come on to coordinate it and to there I am,
Yes.
and to play that character. So that was my first thing. So I was talking about Grim and stuff. So my kids joke with me all the time. Now they're like, "Oh yeah, hey guys, remember that first time I was on Grim?" Or hey, I'm Chavo Guerrero. You might know me from Grim. They're always giving me shit for that.
I love that. You should be
Yeah.
so proud. We're certainly proud of you for,
Thank you.
not
all
everyone
ladies.
can tear down that wall from wrestling into Hollywood and into mainstream things. And obviously you are so talented in so many different genres that it's cool to see you in those shows, especially like I said, Glow. I'm a huge fan. There was a
Thank you.
petition out for Glow, by the way. So I'm still holding out hope. I have signed the damn thing. I have shared it. So I'm hoping.
And I thought there were so many unfinished stories. I was really disappointed because I watched every bit of it. I was like,
We really want to do a movie. We really want to do a 2-hour movie and kind of wrap everything up, which would be great.
well, if you need a
I-
cameo, you got
Oh,
3 of them right here.
I have all you girls. Are you kidding
We're
me?
gonna
Like
be
you guys
the
are all in
Freebirds
my.
almost.
I want to
You
hang
are
out
all-
with Rose.
You know what we always say is that working.
The
We all got to work and work. You got to pay your bills and work. Work sucks. Yeah, we'd all like to stay home and just be millionaires, but it's really fun to do something that you love doing and do it with your friends. So I'm always about trying to get, if there's a role or something I can get my girls on or my guy friends on and get them on there. It's like, it's awesome.
Well, what I loved about the show too is being able to see like John Morrison pop in.
Yeah.
Or
Carlito.
I love Briz. We love Briz
Right.
so much. With
So
all our hearts.
Carlito was so awesome to have on the show because he and I have such a, as you all have great banter with him, and he's got a banter with everybody, but I have such a great banter with him. So we'd be on set. And he was on it basically every season, and we would always joke with each other and cut each other down our way. Which was funny. People were looking like, "Do you guys not like each other?" Or like, like we'd all be laughing, like say, "Hey," And I would, just I don't even know what the jokes were, but it was like every time I'd say, some kind of joke like, his horrible wrestling ability or something like that,
Right.
or something. And he'd go, get me right back. It was great. It was awesome.
That's
People
so
loved it.
funny.
And so that's what I love being on set is working, but also having, and with wrestling, which is cool, these wrestling shows that I'm doing, it's still doing wrestling, what I've always done, but now it's in a different, different facet. And I have my friends that I'm able to bring on sometimes and do some stuff like Lisa. We've done some stuff together.
Yeah, we did Love. You brought Gail and I, and we were opponents
right.
on that show.
right,
And
that's right.
they gave us 5 hours for rehearsal. Like, so we got a payday for a rehearsal day. And we were in rehearsals since Gail and I worked, which we were there for 30 minutes. We got paid for 5 hours.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Because of wrestling, like it's natural, right? We just like, okay,
Right.
let's just do this. Okay, let's go eat. Let's go have sushi and drink.
I know it's
And-
amazing how differently they take care of you in the acting world versus
I
what
know.
we're used to in the wrestling world. Like in that sense, you know who I thought who really shined in that show, which I was like not amazed, but I guess because I didn't really know her, was Awesome Kong.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Love her.
Well, we all knew Awesome Kong, Kia Stevens. We all knew her as Awesome Kong, this killer, right? This killer
Right.
in the ladies wrestling world. I got to know Kia Stevens. She's so sweet. She's awesome. She's
That's what I always hear. I don't know her that
great.
well.
And and she was such, she was not only a great wrestler when she did her stuff, but such a great actress. She was really
She
great.
was.
Blew me away.
Breakout
Yeah, right?
star.
Impressed.
Definitely. Yeah, she was amazing. And that show, again, we all loved it. And I think I'm holding out hope, so you never know if they'll come back. But we were just saying, actually, before you came on the show, Chavo, that in the nicest way possible, we were saying, you are like one of the girls. And that's how I would describe you. We actually talked about this, Lisa and I, ages ago. We were like, if we were all going to go on a cruise, like 8 of us, knockouts, whatever, diva types, we're all going to go. Chavo would totally fit in, and we'd invite Chavo and nobody else, not husbands, not boyfriends. We'd want Chavo there, and he would just fit in.
Just for his air thrust, mostly.
Mostly that.
Well, shirt would come off, right? Once the shirt
Shirt
comes off,
off.
and,
Yeah.
of course.
But
You know how
I
many?
mean it in a good way. It's like we just feel so safe around you, and you're so
Yeah.
you blend in with our wacky humor, and yeah, we love that about you.
And that's
Well, I
like
love-
when he says his shirt off, like when we go to bars and go to dance clubs or anything like that,
Very
Chavo would
good
end up
point.
on top of the bar with his shirt off. Always. That was it, like, okay, and you don't go, what are you doing? You're just like, there's Chavo.
There we
Well,
go.
half the time, you and Candace were taking it off of me and going, go,
Yeah, yeah,
go.
yeah.
Do it.
You won't do it. You won't do it.
You
Oh,
won't
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Well, Mickey and Lisa, any particular stories that are I don't know, YouTube friendly that we can tell about Chavo? Chavo on the road. I mean, other than taking off the shirt.
He's like, ooh. No.
Yeah.
I
do
have a
remember.
story.
I forget where we were. Where were we? Were we in Chicago or Cincinnati or somewhere like that? We were all. It was Lisa. You were there. Tori was there. Maybe Candace was definitely there. Chavo was there. What bar were we at? Was it like?
I think it was Ohio.
Somebody's hometown too.
You know,
I think
there's
it was
so
Ohio.
many stories
I
that we
know,
all
there's so
have
many.
about being on the road, and because we were all people like listening, we were always on the road together. I mean, for 300 days a year. So I was with these girls sometimes more than my wife and my family.
Yeah.
So we would travel together and eat together and wrestle together and then go out together. So I was with them so often. We had so many different stories, and then every one of us is insane. So
Yeah,
you put
that's
that
true.
together, it was great.
Out of our minds.
What was your story, Mickey?
Absolutely.
What bar? At the bar you were talking about?
I just don't remember. I feel like we were in somebody's hometown, and I don't know if it was like Nick
Maybe
Nemeth's
Cleveland?
hometown.
It
That's why I
was,
like,
it was.
Cincinnati
It was.
or-
It was.
We were like perusing down, and I remember we stopped in some bar. It was like a hole, because those are my favorite bars anywhere, the hole in the wall bars that have
Me
some
too.
live music or a
Local.
jukebox or whatever, and we could drink, we could have fun. But Chavito did end up shirtless on the bar, air thrusting. This is what I remember. I don't know if we
How
can.
was that? Yeah.
This way.
Oh, like
Was
that.
he? Was he?
Oh,
Was he?
oh,
I
oh.
don't remember
Okay.
that.
So yes, you do remember. So what happened? So that was Cleveland, and that was Lisa. That was the same night that we were. So this is if this was the same night that I'm remembering. I guess it's hard to remember, but if it's the same night, we all went out. We were in Cleveland, went to this bar. Bar was shutting down because it was Tuesday, probably after SmackDown or whatever. So Tuesday night, not much going on. Well, then the owner or one of the owners of another bar was across the street, or right down the street. He said, "Come on over to my bar. I'll open it just for you guys," and select people. So we all went there. We were all partying, everything on the house, and they had one bathroom, like it was a unisex bathroom. So my shirt's off, of course. I'm doing my thing. So I go to the bathroom, and as I come out of the bathroom, there's people waiting, and these two girls are waiting. And as I walk out, they go, "Hey, what's your name?" And I tried to say Chavo, but because of being drinking, I was like Chavo, and they go, "Trouble?" And then clear as day, I go, "No, Trouble's my middle name." And then I was like, "Oh my God, it was so funny." I ran over there to go, Lisa, listen, this is what happened. And Lisa's like, "Well, what
And
did
I
they
go,
say?"
what did the girls say? And he goes,
I'm like,
I don't know. I couldn't wait to tell you guys what I said.
I don't know. I didn't stick around
scared.
for the pop. I didn't stick around for the pop. I just said it and then ran to find you guys. And they probably thought I was like an asshole or something, but I don't know.
Just so excited for it. I also want to point out that Mickey said, okay, there was this one time when you were air thrusting, and Chavo, if you can rewind it, people, he literally was like, which time was that? That means there was a lot of air thrusting. It wasn't just a one-off. He goes, well, I don't know which
So-
time was that.
When I was
down.
on the bar, there was other girls on the bar dancing on the bar.
I
And I
remember that.
basically crawled underneath their legs and then turned upside, and it was hair.
Oh my God.
This is before the Me Too movement, so I probably would not do that today. But this is
No,
like
that was a great time. They
2004,
loved it. They
2005.
were.
Oh, they loved it.
It
They were
was a-
lucky.
They were pouring
Yeah.
drinks on me.
And
Yeah,
they
it
were
was
lucky enough to be in the bar too, because they opened it just for us. So they somehow
Right.
had scraggled in there. You
They
know what I
knew the
mean? Like this
owner
is
or
when we
something,
used to
yeah.
go hang out. This is
Right.
like when we used to go hang out after the shows and go do stuff like that. But yeah, like they opened the bar just so I don't know how they were somebody's hanger oners that came in with
Yeah,
other
yeah,
people.
yeah. They're
totally,
the
yeah.
Rizettes.
Yeah.
Skanks.
That.
Those skanks.
That was some of the funniest things. But that
There
was
was a-
like, I remember like UK and on tour and stuff, there were similar, just like I always tell the story. Chavo, were you there when we were was it in Lisbon? We were in Portugal where Lisa had the dance off with the man. Were you there on that
Again,
tour?
which
That
time?
man
Because
danced off
Lisa's had a
the
dance off.
floor.
Which one? Because Lisa, okay, anybody doesn't know, Lisa can dance. She's got some great rhythm, and she goes out there and would just, and especially if she's drinking, oh, okay, and then she'll start doing all of her stuff. Is in the bar, it doesn't matter. Everybody just start watching. So I'm sure this was another time, and she'll just start dancing and have dance off with somebody, and so continue. with the story.
It got really competitive.
Yeah, no, this was in Lisbon. I think we had all went out. It was in Portugal because I remember it was like a weird nightclub. I don't know if you were there. I know Carlito was there. There's a few people that I like remember.
Morrison
But
and Morrison.
Lisa cleared the damn floor. Her and the guy in the white pants.
The
I don't know.
He did have
Mr. Tight white pants.
He did have white pants on. And she hit that L kick. I lost my mind.
I don't remember doing that. Okay, there's also like times like when Chavo and I would go, like when we would go out, with Candace or Tori or whoever, Eve Torres was out there. Oh my God, I have so many stories. I don't know which one to tell. We would go up to girls and and I go, hey, hi girls, what is this? And then Chavo would do.
It's a gun rack.
Gun rack.
put it right on there. It's horrible. Anybody's watching going, this is the most corny I've ever heard.
No.
But we did it just for her and myself. Well, I don't even remember what they would say.
Like a charm.
Well, for us, everybody thinks thinks we're jerks, but for me and Lisa, we're just laughing.
Yeah, you should pop yourselves.
There was one another time.
100%.
Really, one more quick story. I forgot what town. Oh, where does the referee? He has a brother. Why am I forgetting his name?
Referee with the brother.
Scott Armstrong.
Oh,
his town.
Armstrong. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're like, hey, where do we go
Pensacola.
after? Yeah.
Pensacola,
we were like,
Florida.
where do we go after the show? And he goes, oh, there's some bars on this on the beachfront over here. And he goes, and there's a bar that has Slurpees. And so I tell. Eve is on board, and I go to Chavo. I go, hey, there's a bar. I go in the locker room. I go, hey, Chavo, there's a bar right after, and they sell Slurpees. And he goes, I love Slurpees. And so forever and ever and ever, I love Slurpees.
So they still to this day they still say that to me. I love Slurpees.
And I have a picture from that night
with my shirt off.
Slurpees.
I have. Well, but then after that, there's a picture of me, you, Eve, random other wrestler girls that were there with my shirt off.
Always, of course. Why not? Show them what your mama gave you. I have to say, when I think about like being on the road for like obviously Impact Wrestling, I think that I had fun there. I had fun on the shows but I miss the times that we're talking about, the camaraderie after the show. And we were saying on another episode, Chavo, that a lot of people, like a lot of the young up and comers, not like us back in our day, they don't go out like we used to go out. So they're not thinking about the fact of, oh, where are we going to go after this for a glass of wine and decompress and have a laugh,
Well, in TNA,
and bond,
we always
Val,
go
you were saying
to.
it's about bonding. Go ahead.
We were always at the Orlando Ale House. Remember that? Right after the show, we'd always go with the Orlando Ale House, and then it was right next to where we were all staying at that Holiday Inn or whatever, and we'd just go party there.
Yeah.
Those are good times. I miss those times. I do. Don't get me wrong. I miss the ring time, being in the ring, and the time with the guys and the girls. When I say guys, it's these girls too.
Everybody.
I miss that time, for sure. Like, the locker room stuff for sure. But I miss the camaraderie afterwards.
Yeah.
Because people don't. We're just cut from a different breed. We're just different than most people out there. Like anytime you've all had to do it when you kind of transitioned out of wrestling for a time. You've had to like tone it down, and your friends in your community all think that we're all insane, right?
Yeah.
They're like who are these people? Like you guys are like crazy, and we're the tame ones. We're the tame ones.
You don't know my friends.
Generations before us. You think about how we thought we were tame. Now
That's why I had so much fun on the Jericho Cruise when we went there, and me and Cherry and Lisa and Dave were all there. It was so much fun. It was just 3-4 days of really just, and we were hanging with all of us, but we're hanging with 2,000 wrestling fans. It was so fun. They were so cool, and everybody was they were just great. It wasn't like they were intrusive on you. They wanted pictures, but they weren't. It was easy. Like I was like, we didn't buy drinks the entire time. It was really fun.
Yeah, I was actually surprised because if you think about it, and not to sound rude, but when I got on the Jericho Cruise, I'd been on 2 TNA cruises before that, and it's sort of like, okay, but you're trapped on a boat with strangers that might be, like you said, maybe.
I was scared too.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but you do have to worry about it. It's like, am I going to be on all the time? I can't just have a decompressed day off. but they are the nicest people. There's actually a
Oh,
Facebook group that I'm a part of. They're the nicest people ever, and I still consider some of them friends to this day. People like
Yeah.
Josh McGee, he watches the show, and Carla, the few people that I met on the cruise, I still keep in touch with. They're really lovely people.
You know,
But the
we have
first
some of those
cruise,
people too, but it's true.
yeah,
It's so much fun like to do that. Those and it could go either way. They really could because
yeah,
you know, as much as we love the wrestling fans and we absolutely love them, there's some that are just out there sometimes, and it's like
Totally
you know, if
correct.
you don't give them more and more and more, that you can't. It's like a little a kid. You give them an inch to take a mile,
totally.
and sometimes it's you know you can't please them. But those are they're so few and far between.
Yeah.
Usually all the wrestling fans are so awesome and like you know they get it, they get what we do, and they love it.
Yeah. Do you have
when
any?
after that Jericho cruise, that's what I could not believe how awesome that cruise was. And I was asking people because I'm pretty nosy, what did you pay to be on this cruise? And for how much they paid, it was cheaper than a WrestleMania weekend. It was like, and you get like, we're not around security. We don't have security.
You're just
We're
hanging out?
amongst all the fans, and
That's
we're
right.
gambling with them, or we're drinking at the restaurants with everybody. It was so
That's right.
it was a true wrestling experience. And if you guys ever do Jericho, get the drink package. Don't forget the
Oh
drink
yeah.
package.
Oh no, do you remember when I did the I did a podcast on there, like it was a live podcast, the Jericho's podcast on there.
Yeah.
And it was me, Vicky, and Shaw, and we're kind of doing like a Guerrero reunion thing and talking about Eddie and different things like that. And I in front of there was, you know, hundreds and hundreds of people there, and I go, hey Chris, how come us wrestlers didn't get the drink package?
Didn't get the drink
Right?
package. I was asking
You
fans.
remember, you
"Hey,
remember
did you
that?
get the
And
drink
he was
pa-
like,
I-
well,
did
he was
you
like,
get
because
the
everybody
drink
buys you drinks
package?"
anyways.
That's true.
I
No,
can't afford to give you guys drink packages.
Exactly, exactly.
But imagine me, I'm like gambling and someone said, hey, oh, hey, they didn't want to bother you because I'm really a serious, like, I like my slots. I'm like the old lady with the tchotchkes and stuff like that. And they would, can I get a picture? And I go, did you get the drink package? They were like, yeah. And I go, could you get me a rum and coke? Please? I go, I didn't get the drink package. I go, could you find me?
Could you
And
give me a rum and
yeah,
coke, please?
yeah.
I'll trade a photo for a drink.
With a
We'll
cigarette hanging out her mouth.
We'll
Hey,
work.
hey, you, get me a rum and coke. Hey, little young guy.
Hey, honey,
I'll give
what
you
room?
I'll give you 8x10, a signed
What's your
8x10
cabin
for a
number?
rum and coke.
What's your cabin number? Oh, I hope that they still keep doing that Jericho cruise, even with all the
Oh, me
craziness
too.
going on.
I want to go one day.
Oh, Mickey, you got to go. I even asked, can I go next year? And he goes, oh, we already had you on. I go, oh, I got denied.
Denied. I hope it still goes on because it's a lot of fun and it's very memorable for all the fans. But it's so funny, Chavo, what you said earlier about how transitioning into other things or like for me, for example, I moved to England and moved to kind of a smaller town, and people don't really understand me and how I am and why I am the way I am and kind of loud and social until someone like Lisa comes into town or they meet, you know, Melina came into town and they go, oh my God, like they kind of find out more about who I am through our friends. And did you
Right.
find that going into Hollywood stuff that it is a very different breed to be someone from
Oh,
wrestling
yeah,
into Hollywood?
It is for sure, but who I really associate with a lot are the stuntmen because they're very similar. It's very kind of the similar, like same thing. So there was a production that I was on, and there was I was doing something in the ring, and there was a camera guy in it. So we had not a handheld, but a steady cam in the ring.
PA?
So the
Oh.
guy was behind us and, you know, getting footage of us in the ring. So I was taking a drop kick and I was falling back and I was just falling back. Well, the guy was right next to me. So I kind of took a, you
Oh.
know, like a crappy bump. So because I didn't want to hit him. So I kind of went to the side. So then the stunt coordinator comes over to me and goes, hey, that was good. Let's do it again. But that bump wasn't, you know, all the best. We didn't catch it right. I said, well, yeah, because the camera guy was there. Tell him to scoot back. So
Yeah.
then he goes to the camera guy and he goes, hey man, you know, just make sure you're out of the way for that, you know, that drop kick. And the guy was kind of like, well, I mean, you know, it is what it is. And I was like, oh, really? I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
okay, shoot it.
Yeah.
And I looked at the guy in front of me. I go, drop kick me as hard as you can because I'm taking this guy out. So I was getting ready because he was right behind me and I was going to take out the camera and he ran right into him. I go, let's go. So the guy's getting ready. I'm getting ready to shoot. And then the stunt corner overrode the director and goes, hold on, cut. Chavo, come here. And he goes, you can't do that. And I was like,
Oh.
tell him to get the hell out of the way. So then, you know, it was all good. It was all great. But then
Oh.
afterwards, we were at the bar hanging out at the hotel and all the stuntmen were there, you know, and so the stunt corner was when he was on set, he was kind of like, guys, you can't do that, relax. And but at the bar with all the stunt guys, he was like, oh my God, guys, come here, this is what Chavo did. And and then all the guys were like, yeah, that's awesome. That guy's a jerk anyways. We always have problems with that guy. And they were all like high-fiving me, buying me drinks. And they're like, yeah, that's right, Chavo,
That's funny.
So, yeah.
I love that.
Can you tell a story, Chavo, when you worked at TGIF and then Sherry?
Mm.
Do you know what story I'm talking about?
The one with the bar fight.
And you're like, yeah. That one. Yes. Tell that one. That's the one I was telling you guys to remind me about. Okay.
So I just told this story on there's a guy that was a UFC fight. Not until tell it on a podcast, but there was a guy he did some MMA stuff, and he has this book out called, his name is Paul Lazenby, and he has a book out called When We Were Bouncers. Have you heard of that? And it's about all famous people, like like MVPs in it, and I think Steve Austin's in it, and other meatheads, you want to say, in the Hollywood world, wherever, that used to be bouncers, because everybody who's lifted weights or was a fighter or a wrestler or a boxer has all been a bouncer at one time or another, right? Or worked in a bar. So, like, as all of you have probably worked in a bar. So, he's got
As a
this book out.
bouncer.
Yeah, totally. He's got this, hey, you get out of here. So he's got this book out that says When We Were Bouncers, and stories about famous people when they were bouncers. So I just told him this story in the book. So anyways, I'll tell it right now. So I used to work at TGI Fridays. I was well, I kind of did everything,
Bartender.
but I ended up being a bartender for the last like 3 years there. And then I left there to go train for wrestling and move to Texas. Was leaving California. I was moving to Texas to live with Eddie and train for wrestling. So it was my last night at the bar. I got the early shift. I got off early. All my friends came in. My mom came in, my cousins, my girlfriend at the time, Sherry. So then we ended up all, just partying, having a good time, whatever. And long story short, she's walking by in this little short mini skirt that she always wore, still wears.
Woohoo!
So then she walks by, and the guys did some crude stuff, whatever. And we've been sitting next to these guys the entire time. And if you all know that TGI Fridays bar is always elevated, it's about 3 feet or 4 feet up above the restaurant, and there's brass railing around the bar. So as these guys, as she walks over, they're doing some not Me Too compliant stuff. And I looked at them, I go, guys, come on. I walked around, I go, dude, really? I was trying to be cool. I was like, well, we've been next to you this entire time. I got like, there's like 20 people here. I'm like, guys, come on, man. And the guy goes, hey, he's got a pint glass in his hand. He's got a glass like this, right? He's got a pint glass, and he's like, hey, man, don't worry about it. So as I started like saying, so he starts saying something else, and I don't know what happened, but I slapped the pint glass out of his hand. It breaks on the ground. I shove him. He goes over the rail onto the tables that there's families down there eating and stuff. He goes over the rail and like lands on this table, and there's a Tiffany lamp swinging and stuff. When that happens, his buddy's right next to me, jumps on me. So when he jumps on me, I'm thinking. And then he jumped at me, and then I kind of did this wrestling move on him and threw him to the ground. So I'm thinking, I threw him right to the ground. But that's not what happened. He jumped on me. When he jumped on me, my two buddies that were next to me, and one of them is if you guys watch Storage Wars, he's Dave Hester. He's the one that goes, yep, that guy from Storage Wars.
Wow, okay.
We've been friends way before the shows and stuff.
Wow.
I used to live with him and his brother. So they're both there, and they're great guys. They're awesome, but they're scrappers, So they go, hey, is that guy with us? The guy who's got Chavo in a headlock, is that with us? And they're like, no. So you see him, boom, he jacks the dude. So no wonder he went down real fast. Boom, I throw him down. As I throw him down, his buddy comes running across the bar, coming to the other side. And then his other brother, Dave Hester's other brother, Joe Hester, ends up giving him a forearm, and they both go over the rail onto another table. Tables are, people crying, babies screaming. And so now the guy that I threw down, I got him by his ponytail, and he's got his head up like this. and I'm getting ready to jack him. And as I getting ready to jack him, I hear like, or my real name, Sal.
Sal.
And I'm like, what? And I look underneath them. Sherry's underneath him on a bed of glass underneath this guy. Like, I'm like, how the heck did you get there? I'm like, so I get the guy out of there. Get out of here. I go to pick her up. And then one of my other buddies there, and he's like, come on, let's get out of here. And I'm like, well, why? They started it. They're like, no, let's go. So that you got these, like, I don't think we put bar tabs. We just all ran out of there. My mom included, my cousin.
Your mom?
My mom was there. We all run out of there into the back of this. He's got this big moving van. Where he's got this big moving van for, I have no clue. It's not his normal car. We all jump in the back of the moving van. He closes the doors and we take off to another house and go house party and talk about the fight.
Oh
my
my
God.
God.
That's just a
Isn't
day in
that
the life
funny?
of Chavo. Yes.
All of Fridays. Thank God it's Friday, I guess. Jesus.
You're right,
wow.
right.
There's also another story I would like you to tell. I'm sorry if I'm taking over. I remember all these stories. I remember more about your history than my own, you guys.
You do. I know
Serious.
you do.
I do.
You do.
How about the story that we went to
Sometimes
a strip
before
club?
you go, sometimes Lisa will start telling a story to somebody in front of me, like, and she'll start telling a story because it's my story and she's telling it like it's her story. And then I go, wait a minute, that's my story.
Oh yeah,
She
yeah,
goes,
yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah. I remember I did this, and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, and then Chavo, when he's like really listening contently, he has a habit of doing this,
I blink.
and he wants to say something, but he blinks a lot. And then my dead giveaway, you see my
Blinky.
lips going like this
Because you
because I
want
want
to
to
talk.
say something.
So
I think
complimentary.
it's time for a
It
shout out
comes free.
to tell Chavo about the fact that we made the mistake of having Lisa be shot master one show. And
Oh,
we're like,
God.
so when should we do it? We go, let's leave it up to Lisa. And we did like 7, and she's like, that calls for a shot. Oh, that's sad.
Let's do a shot.
That's hilarious. Let's
Speaking of
so
shots, let's do a
I'm-
shot.
Yeah,
But-
I'm drinking my my buddy's tequila, which is called Fuego tequila. This is the extra anejo, which is amazing, super good, and
Wow.
pairs great
That's a
with a good
beautiful
Guerrero
bottle.
cigar. Oh yeah, it's the bottle's gorgeous, and it's
That's
really
gorgeous.
really nice, high end.
That's
So it's
really
really awesome.
beautiful.
It's called Fuego
Where do you
tequila.
get that? Bevmo? Does Bevmo have that?
Yeah, that's it. It's a California tequila or a Mexican tequila, but in California, and but Bevmo here you can get it. Just look for Fuego tequila.
We'll
It's
put the
amazing.
information up.
Let's do a
Fuego.
shot before your strip club story.
Yes.
All right, cool.
To Chavo
Cheers,
and all your
ladies.
success, and we love you.
We
I
love
love
you
you back.
so much.
Yes, thank you for
Cheers.
being a part of our family. I still can't do a whole shot.
Oh, it's this one's a
Such an amateur.
I know.
peppermint whiskey. I don't know what's going on with that.
Ooh,
pep-
yuck.
Peppermint whiskey.
That was like 6
Is it
swallows.
good?
Feels like it's got a little minty to it or something.
It's good.
Ooh,
I had
ooh,
monkey
ooh.
shoulder.
Might
I
be
like
like
a good
4
whiskey,
months
but
old.
not, yeah.
That's one of
4 months old.
MVP's favorites. What I had. Monkey
Lemon.
shoulder. Alan and MVP.
What was MVP's favorite?
Monkey shoulder whiskey.
Ooh.
Never heard of it.
Very
That doesn't sound healthy.
I like whiskey.
But Chavo, tell the story when we went to that strip club, Candace, myself, and you.
Okay, so we this is our last night on the road. It's after SmackDown or whatever. So I think originally we all went to go grab some food, and it ended up being a little small town in the in the South somewhere, Florida maybe, I don't know, something. And well, next to the restaurants and stuff was a little strip club. So we're like, well, let's eat and we'll go have a beer in there, right? All right, great. And if we would go to a strip club, it wasn't like or a gentleman's club. It wasn't like we were all going crazy. We would literally sit with us 3 and have a good
In
time.
the corner, yeah.
Corner, hang out,
I love a
and
strip club. I love
yeah,
the
and we'd have
what
drinks.
bothers you?
The girls
Right,
would
right.
because it was me with 2 girls. They could always come over and talking to us, and then if they recognize us, then sometimes we'd have 3 and 4 people just kind of sitting with us and we're talking. And so it wasn't like a normal strip club experience that people are thinking about.
Right.
But we would always go and have fun. It was great. Next in the strip club, when you walk in, was a lingerie store, it was connected to the strip club. Like you had to pay your entry fee or your cover charge, and
It's
then
your
walk through.
novelty merchandise. Your
Yeah,
edible.
yeah.
Yes,
Walk through that.
exactly.
Walk through that, and then it wasn't
Nikki,
it wasn't a sex store. It was like it was a
Shoes
lingerie
and
store.
Flavored
Classic.
condom.
It was like exactly. It was
Yeah.
like a Frederick of Hollywood type thing. It wasn't like a
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
Old school.
old school. You guys
Frederick's
remember
of
that
Hollywood.
Frederick Hollywood? Yeah.
It was
So
for all
anyways,
your unmentionables.
yeah. Well,
Yes.
Frederick
love
didn't
that
have a bunch
word.
of stuff.
It
Right?
didn't have toys or anything like that. It just
No,
had
no, no, no,
clothes
no.
and like high heel
Exactly.
stripper shoes and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
So we walk in and they go, hey, you should get something for Sherry. And I said, oh, you know what? But I'm like, well, I have no clue what to get. They're like, okay, try this. They got, because Sherry's probably this size, get this. So they got all this stuff for us. And I was like, oh, cool. I don't even know the names of things like Teddy or this and that and high heels, stripper shoes and stuff. I'm like, this is cool. This is great. So I bought all that stuff. And I think we had in a bag in the strip club talking.
We did.
I got a little bag, a little like a purchase bag next to me. Everybody's like looking at me like, that's this guy's into some weird things.
Yeah, yeah.
So then afterwards, we're all, we had our own rooms, but we're like, I think we all went to one of our rooms to go hang out. Probably my room.
We always
because,
used to like go like hang out. But you know how we go into
yeah,
someone's
hey, let's
hotel
go.
room.
Hey, yeah, guys,
Let's just have one beer. Okay, good night.
we weren't in like the 4-Point Sheraton. We were like in a Fairfield Inn or something, or La Quinta
Or Red
whatever
Roof.
it is.
Breakfast.
Yeah, Red Roof or something that we're saving
Free
money on the
breakfast.
road. Yeah, exactly. But something that didn't have a bar in it, so we would grab some grab a 6-pack or whatever, a bottle of wine, and then go to somebody's room and just have a couple little nightcap. So then I think it must have been my room because the stuff was there. So then I kind of snuck away into the into the bathroom. Yeah, go. I got to go to the bathroom, and they didn't see. They were still talking, of course, like her and Candace did. So I ran into the bathroom and put some of these clothes on, and these shoes didn't fit me, and I was like all stuffed.
He put the stripper shoes on.
Yeah,
and the tutu. He had a tutu, and it was a lingerie outfit. He comes out. You know how when you walk in those stripper shoes, your ankles are like this.
Yeah.
The legs are going like this. He comes out and he goes,
Yes,
you
exactly.
think Sherry will like this? I wish we could have taken a picture back in the day.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
but then
Speaking of, we have the footage right here.
yeah, and flash.
I wish, Mickey, I wish.
And then everybody, they're all laughing, they're laughing. And then, at the time I was, training hard or whatever. And Lisa goes, but damn, girl. She goes, no, damn, look at your legs. Because I was in high heels, so they were all like flexed and look, like, your legs look awesome.
Those are hard.
You should wear those more often.
I'm impressed.
You remember how like when the dancers would have shrimp toes? Like when the
they were
toes
stuffed.
would hug the
Curl
because their
over.
toes would hang over the front
On
of the
Drag
thing.
Race, they call it cliffhangers.
Oh yeah. I was stuffed in there. My toes looked like little Oscar
Shrimp
Mayer hot dog
cocktail.
things, like the little shrimp, like the little cocktail weenies.
Yes.
They're all.
God in heaven.
With yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I hate to say it, but we do have to call it a day. Or
Are you
finish
serious?
What is this calling it a day?
It goes by so fast. I know. But we want to ask Chavo any future projects we can look forward to other than suplexes and cervezas.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely my beer. I got my cigars coming out. I'm not sure what the name is yet, but it will be soon. I have so much other stuff going on. Like I got so many irons in the fire. If you follow me on Instagram at ChavoGuerreroJr.com, not .com, at Chavo Guerrero Jr. on Instagram, you will you see all of my stuff. Like anything I do I just talk on that. So
I love it.
Well, we'll definitely be following you on Instagram and lightly stalking you on Twitter and all that good stuff. We love you, Chavo. Thank you for being here. We'll have you back because there's so many more stories to tell for sure.
So many more, girls.
I mean, should we do another shot?
Yeah, I think
Another
so.
shot?
Let me finish this one up.
I'll finish this one.
Yeah, we'll finish this one.
Oh, I don't have mine either.
Oh,
Look at that. Pinky's up. Hold on.
Hold on, where's she at? Hurry
Look
up.
at her toilet paper. I can't with that.
I know she's still got it on there.
What is wrong with if she did it? I saw people first one. I go, she just doing this just for Chavo to see if and he no sold it. You totally no sold it.
Well, it's just like the same thing. It's like, all right, it's like if she had like a Bozo the clown shoes on like all the time. Like, all right, it was funny. It was funny like the first 5 times. Now I'm like, all right, whatever. That's just Lisa.
That's just Lisa, and we love her for it.
Oh my God.
Cheers, Chavito.
Oh my
Ooh,
God.
Cheers, y'all.
Chavo.
Ooh,
I still
Chavo.
get that.
Can we
a lot.
say it
Love
on
you all.
3? 1, 2, 3. Ooh.
Ooh, Chavo.
Dun, 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 dun. Hey, girls, I love you all so much. I miss you all so much. And every time we're together, it's like a reunion. So love you all.
Love you. Mwah.
You still talk.
Slurpees. They're Slurpees. I love
Slurpees.
I love Slurpees.
This is the word to go, yo.